Good morning, podcasters, YouTubers, listeners, followers, Sales Academy Skinny Rhino. Thank you for tuning in. Thank you for sharing. And thank you for engaging with both the YouTube channel and the podcast. So today's thought is, the dog ate my homework. I hear this a lot from grown-ups. You know, it's just something we used to use at school all the time as an excuse, especially if you're in my kind of schooling bracket, which was spirited. I think they call it something different these days, but when I was at school, it was called spirited. But we use this phrase a lot as grown-ups, the dog ate my homework, but we don't really realize we're using that phrase. So the phrase that we tend to use more so as grown-ups is, yeah, I don't really have time for that. So somebody has taken the time and effort to write a book and share their experiences with you, their mistakes, their costly mistakes, and they've shared that with you together with ways to overcome them so that you don't have to. So speeding up the process towards success, and it's going to cost you used and new anywhere from £4 upwards on Amazon, and it would be with you within 24 hours if you're a Prime customer, or a little bit longer if you're not. Other retailers do exist, right? And your response to that is, yeah, but I don't really have time for reading. Wow. 15 minutes it takes to read the average chapter. 11 chapters on average in a business or success or self-help book. If you can't commit 15 minutes in 48 hours, then we've got something wrong. 15 minutes in 48 hours. Just imagine that, one chapter within 2 days. That's it. On average, you'll be reading 2 books a month. 24 books a year. Where would you, your business, your life, your goals, your aspirations, who would you become? What would happen to all of that if you were prepared to commit? And stop bullshitting yourself that you don't have time. So I don't have time is the grown-up version of the dog ate my homework. I'm going to keep saying it because I want you to hear just how ridiculous that sounds. As a 45-year-old man, oh, I couldn't do that. The dog ate my homework. Bollocks. You're not making the time because it's not important enough. Something in you is saying, it's okay. I'll get away with it. The dog ate my homework. I'll just blag it. I know that feeling. I've been that pony. It kind of ends up in the same destination every time. A brick wall where you have to reset, restart, rebuild. And then piss and moan and blame. And actually what we could do is focus on becoming better. Focus on becoming a better version of us. Better education, better mindset, better questions, better mentors, better decisions, leading to a better quality of life. But that starts with better information. That starts with better knowledge, better mentors. And I encourage you to challenge your thinking. This podcast is called Think and Act Differently for a bloody good reason. That's what I get out of bed every single day to do, is to help people think and act differently. See, if you write this down, guys, right? Write these numbers down. 24. Just the numbers, 24. And then underneath that, write 888. 24 divided by 3, 888, right? There are 8 hours that we sleep. If you're fortunate enough to sleep for 8 hours a day, 8 hours we effectively sleep. 8 hours we effectively work. Oh my God, the self-employed people going, I wish I only worked 8 hours. Yeah, because we stop working for that tyrant of a boss, that asshole, that idiot that we can't work for anymore. We start working for ourselves, a total freaking lunatic, right? Sunday mornings, early hours of Saturday morning, emailing people, because that's what we do when we're self-employed, not taking time off on the sunbed, taking the laptop with us on holiday. Come on. 8 hours a day we should be working. 8 hours a day we should be sleeping. So what do we do for the other 8 hours? We eat, we family, we exercise, we kind of waste away. We binge on Netflix. I'm a gamer, man. If I calculate the amount of hours I've spent on games, I get benefit from games. They're escapism, but they're also strategy, and they learn and they teach you things. There's a lot more to games than people make out. But I'm a big advocate of games. I'm also a big advocate of reading, attending webinars, going to trainings, and then implementing learnings from those trainings. And I've got to allocate time to do that. So I don't have time is the grown-up version of the dog ate my homework. Marie Curie had the same amount of time as you have. Nelson Mandela, Maya Angelou, Tesla, Einstein. You know, they all had exactly the same time that we all have every day. They just chose to be more on purpose with what they were doing. They chose to find a purpose and then work for it, work after it, and go after it relentlessly. Back themselves is what they chose to do. You know, Martin Luther King, when he notified everyone that he was going to make that sermon, that speech, there was no social media. You know, telecommunications was basic. There was no internet. He got thousands upon thousands upon thousands of people, poor Black people and white people in that time to travel the length and breadth of America to be in one place, in one destination on one day. Just think about the size of that from a marketing point of view, from a physical, logistical event. How many people came to hear him make that speech? With nowhere near the tools that you've got at your frigging fingertips on a smartphone these days. But rather than finding excuses, he found a fucking reason. So what's your reason? He found a purpose, not a reason that ties in with an excuse, a reason that ties in with a purpose. What's your why? Why are you doing this? Why are you getting out of bed? Why are you on this frigging coil, right? This mortal coil. Why have you been put on this planet? What is your reason, your raison d'etre? Do you know what that is yet? Do you want to know what that is? Do you know and it scares you? Do you have an idea and you haven't got a plan? Do you have no friggin' idea and you want to find out? And get in touch, have some fun. Let's see where it takes us. Because that's where the magic happens for me. And I'm talking alchemy. I'm talking wizardry, not illusion. When you find your power, when you find what it is you really want to do and the difference that you can make, because every single one of us has got talent. We just choose to waste it with, I don't have time. When you find that purpose and you get up every day on purpose, loads of things start to conspire with you to enable you to do the things that you want to do. People come out of the woodwork. You know, there's a process, IVVM, idealize, visualize, verbalize, materialize. Idealize it, blue sky it. What could it be? What could it look like? Imagine what the difference you can make in the world if you followed your gift and followed your talent and backed yourself. Idealize, visualize, give it some time, mind map it out, meditate, reflect on it. Allow your brain, your super brain, your subconscious super brain to just build pictures and dreams and ideas and emotions and future memories. And then start to verbalize it, start to talk about it. Talk about it out loud to yourself in front of the mirror if you friggin' have to, but talk about it and then talk about it with others. Yeah, talk about it with people you trust, but talk about it with complete strangers as well. You'll get a varied viewpoint. Don't just talk about people that will always agree with you. Talk about people that would challenge the shit out of your ideas. That's how we grow. That's how things materialize. So I heard a brilliant phrase that I was reminded of recently, and I might do a podcast on this alone. And it's an American phrase more so than it is in the UK, but it comes around from about kind of making decisions and stopping sitting on the fence and getting splinters in your ass and all that sort of stuff. But it's a slightly different phrase. And I loved it because it stopped me in my tracks and it made me chuckle and it made me realize that, yeah, sometimes we need to just shit or get off the pot. Have a brilliant week, people. Love you all. See you soon.